Hi students, let's check exercise 1.2 of chapter 1 number systems. So the first question is, state whether the following statements are true or false. Justify your answers. So the first part is, every irrational number is a real number. So what is a real number? Real numbers are those numbers that can be represented in the number line. So all the numbers that can be represented in the number line can be called as the real numbers. And we have learned the real numbers are divided as rational numbers and irrational numbers. Rational numbers are those numbers that can be written in the P by Q form, where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. All the natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and fractions come under rational numbers, and irrational numbers are those numbers that cannot be written in the P by Q form, where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. Examples are root 2, root 3, pi, etc. So we have learned about all these things, and now in the question they have asked, is every irrational number a real number? As irrational numbers are coming under the category of real numbers, you can say every irrational number is a real number. So you can write it is true because irrational numbers and rational numbers form the real numbers. So all irrational numbers are real numbers. Now the second part is, every point on the number line is of the form root m, where m is a natural number. So you know, in the number lines you can represent all the natural numbers, whole numbers and integers, and the rational numbers and irrational numbers that you have learned. If you consider the point 2 on the number line, you can represent it as root 4 because root 4 is 2. Similar way, you can represent the point 3 as root 9. Root 9 is 3. So all the positive numbers can be represented in the form root m, where m is a natural number. Now when you consider the point 2 by 4, 2 by 4 is 1 by 2. We'll represent on the number line in just one point, that is 1 by 2. 2 by 4, 4 by 8, 8 by 16. All these are equivalent fractions or equivalent rational numbers. All these equivalent fractions are represented in this one point, that is 1 by 2, because 2 by 4 is 1 by 2, 4 by 8 is 1 by 2, 8 by 16 is 1 by 2. So all these points are represented as 1 by 2. So if you consider this fraction 2 by 4, you can write it of the form root 4 by 16. This is of the form root m. Here m is 4 by 16, which is not a natural number. Because you know, in natural numbers you have only counting numbers like 1, 2, 3. But 4 by 16 is a fraction. So you can say fractions like this cannot be represented in the root m form. In the question is, every point on the number line is of the form root m, where m is a natural number. But here you have represented this point 2 by 4 as root m 4 by 16, where m is not a natural number. So this is not true. And moreover, when you have negative numbers like negative 3, you cannot represent it of the form root m. Or if you take a negative of a root like negative 9, it becomes 3i, which is an imaginary number that you will be learning in your higher classes. So you can write this is not true. That is, it is false. The last question is, every real number is an irrational number. So you have learned real numbers are divided as rational numbers and irrational numbers. So in the first part of this question, we have written every irrational number is a real number. But every real number is not an irrational number, because in real numbers you have both rational and irrational numbers. So every real number is not an irrational number. There can be rational numbers also in real numbers. So this is false. The second question is, are the square roots of all positive integers irrational? If not, give an example of the square root of a number that is a rational number. So you know, the positive integers are 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. All these are positive integers. When you take the square root of 2, it is root 2. Root 2 is an irrational number. That is, it cannot be written in the P by Q form. And it has a non-terminating and non-repeating decimal expansion. You'll be learning about these in your next sections. Similar way, if you take 3, square root of 3, you get root 3. Root 3 is also an irrational number. Likewise, if you take the square root of 5, root 5. Root 5 is also an irrational number. Now, in the question they have asked, are the square roots of all positive integers irrational? If not, give an example of the square root of a number that is a rational number. So here, if you take the square root of 4, square root of 4 is, it is 2. Here, 2 is a rational number. So you have got the square root of a positive integer as a rational number. So this is the example. So from here you can say that the square roots of all positive integers are not irrational. There are some rational numbers like root 4 you get 2. Similar way, if you take root 1, it is 1. 1 is a rational number. So these are square roots of positive integers that give you rational number. So the third question is, show that root 5 can be represented on the number line. So we'll just represent first root 2, then root 3, root 4 and then root 5. So let's first represent root 2. Draw the number line and represent the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. So here, this is 1 unit. So take this distance as 2 centimeter. That is 1 unit is equal to 2 centimeter. So all the distance will be 2 centimeters. So use a ruler and mark 2 centimeter as 1 unit. Now take the protractor and mark 90 degree. Now using the ruler, draw a straight line perpendicular. After drawing the perpendicular line, you have to use the compass and mark the same distance and make an arc on the same distance. After this, use the ruler and connect these 2 points to make the right triangle. Now you know this distance is 1 unit and we have taken using the compass the same distance, that is, this is also 1 unit. That is, here it is 2 centimeters, so here also it is 2 centimeters. That is, we have taken 1 unit for the base and 1 unit for the altitude. And now in a right triangle, based on the Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is base square plus altitude square. Let this be the base, this altitude and this the hypotenuse. Then you can write hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus altitude square. We have taken base as 1 unit, so 1 square, and the same distance we have taken here, so that is also 1 square. That is 1 square plus 1 square, that is 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So you got hypotenuse square as 2. The length of the hypotenuse is root 2. So you got this as root 2. We know this length is root 2, but this is not lying on the number line. So we have to put this length on the number line. So what you do is take the compass and draw a circle. So here, this is a circle with center O. This length is the radius. When you check this point, this is also the radius. That is, this whole length is also the radius. So here we have got the length as root 2. So we have marked root 2 on the number line. So this point is root 2. Now we have got root 2 on the number line. Next is root 3. So if you want to get root 3, you have to create a right triangle such that the base length is root 2 and the height, that is the altitude, is 1 unit. So you get root 2 square is 2. 2 plus 1, that is 3. So h square is equal to 3. So h is equal to root 3. So you have to take 1 unit perpendicular distance here. That is the same distance. 1 unit here. Here this distance will be root 2 and this distance will be 1 unit. So draw a perpendicular line that is of length 1 unit. After drawing the arc of length 1 unit, connect the origin and that point with the ruler. So this length is 1 unit and this length is root 2. That is, root 2 square plus 1 square is h square. That is h is equal to root 3. So this distance is root 3. Now using the compass, you have to mark this length on the number line. This length we have plotted on the number line. So this length is root 3. Root 3 is 1.732 etc. That is, it goes on. The decimal expansion is non-terminating and non-repeating. That is, this number will go on. So here if you check 1.7 means it will be in between 1 and 2. Similar way, root 2 is 1.414. It is coming near to 1.5. That is the middle of 1 and 2. So we have plotted root 3 on the number line. Next is square root of 4. So square root of 4 is 2. So you can directly write this same point is used to mark root 4. That is 2 and root 4 lie on the same point in the number line. So next is our question, that is, show how root 5 can be represented on the number line. So in order to represent root 5, you have to make a right triangle such that h square is equal to 2 square plus 1. That is 4 plus 1. That is h is equal to root 5. So you have to take the distance 2 and 1 unit. So now let's draw root 5 on the number line. In order to draw root 5, take this 2 unit and draw a perpendicular using the protractor. And using the ruler, take the distance of 1 unit and mark on this perpendicular line. Now connect these points and make a right triangle. So you know this is 2 unit and this is 1 unit. So 2 square plus 1, that is h square is equal to, this is h, based on the Pythagoras theorem, h square is equal to 2 square plus 1 square. H square is equal to 4 plus 1, that is 5. So h is equal to root 5. So you have got here root 5. Now we have to represent this length root 5 on the number line. Take the ruler and make this as the radius and draw the circle. So this point is root 5. That is here for this circle, this is the radius, that is root 5. The same length we have got on the number line, that is the radius. Both are the radius. So here it is root 5. So we have represented root 5 on the number line. Same way, this radius length here is also root 5, but this is in the negative side. So it is negative root 5. Similar way you will get for all the positive roots, the negative roots on the left hand side. So in general, if you want to represent root 2, you take 1 plus root 1 the whole square. That is, root 1 is 1, so 1 plus 1, that is 1 unit in the base and 1 unit as altitude. And do the Pythagoras theorem to get root 2. Similar way for root 3, you take 1 and root 2 the whole square. Root 2 square is 2. So 2 plus 1 is root 3. For root 4, you take 1 unit as height and root 3 square, that is root 3 on the base. So root 3 square is 3 plus 1, so root 4. Root 5, you took 1 plus root 4 square, that is root 4 square is 4, 4 plus 1 is root 5. This root 5 can also be taken as 1 plus 2 square. 2 and root 4 we have told that they lie on the same point in the number line. So we have taken 2 units as base and 1 unit as the height. So in general you can see, if you want to plot for root n, you take 1 unit as the height and root n minus 1 as the base. Thanks for watching.